afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday to everyone out there. Welcome to the Chainmovers podcast. As usual, I will be your host, Chad. And with me, my lovely Wednesday host turning into regular Friday host, Lacey.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here, Lace.
You're welcome.
On such short notice.
It was very short notice.
It was a toss-up if we're going to do it today or tomorrow. We do have a prior commitment that we need to be at tonight. If you're unaware, we have to be at the Wheatland Football League final at the Raider Bowl. Kickoff is at 6.
Yes.
So
time crunch.
We are not going to dilly-dally. We're going to get right into it. But there has been some big stories, so I figured let's get after it so everyone can get on with their weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
And be informed.
Right.
So, first things first, Laced. OBJ done in Cleveland.
See ya.
Cleveland waived him.
In your face, sucker!
Cleveland waived him. He's free to pursue whatever team will make him a superstar again. And then he'll proceed to shit on that team until they get rid of him. So, congratulations, OBJ. You got your wish.
See you later.
Yeah, there's definitely two definitive camps on this. There's, we're going to see the old OBJ again.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Or,
right.
People are in my camp where it's like, this guy just needs to play ball. Because,
right.
I went back and looked at his stats. OBJ was a dominant receiver for his first three and a half years in New York.
Yeah.
He was a stud, arguably.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever had over 1,500 yards, but he was easily the number one guy there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, he's a prima donna, right?
Yeah, I don't know which way I'm leaning for him. I don't know what to... No, I think his head got too big, and that doesn't ever seem to go away with those guys.
Not receivers.
No.
T.O.
Yeah. No, I think he's
Ocho Cinco.
Right. They start changing their names.
Des Bryant was for a while, and then he got humbled pretty quick when he dropped that ball in that NFC playoff game.
Yeah.
And then he kind of disappeared. Well, he tore his ACL.
Right.
And then that was it. His career was over. But, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. They don't seem to bounce back.
DK's going down the road of OBJ.
Mm-hmm.
And
it scares me.
It wouldn't surprise. I'm willing to bet that's why the Seahawks haven't moved Lockett yet. Because they don't know how this whole thing's going to pan out.
Yeah, that's probably a smart move on their part.
He's a loose cannon.
Yeah.
I think.
Another good example of someone I feel that has come back to reality is Antonio Brown.
Yes.
He was getting out of hand there for a while, and
yeah, that's putting it politely. Yeah, he was a little bit out of hand. Yeah.
But I feel like he found his home with the Bucks, and he seems to have calmed down and just doing his job now again. So,
yes,
which is good to see.
I can't disagree. Yeah.
So let's hope.
Yeah, OBJ done in Cleveland. So if you have him on your fantasy team, you might want to pull him out this upcoming weekend. So, Lace, we do know who the starting quarterback is going to be for the New Orleans Saints this weekend.
We do.
It will be Trevor Simeon.
Really?
Yeah.
That shocks me a little bit. Yeah.
He's going to pull the start over Taysom Hill.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see what you got then, bud.
Yeah. We've talked about it. Well, a lot this year, just because so many backup QBs have had to come in and start games and get thrust into the starter role, and it's a lot different getting thrust in to play half of football. Mm-hmm. There's no expectation. Right?
Yeah.
Then if that injury goes over 2-3 weeks, ask Geno Smith.
Right.
It's a whole different ball game when you're now expected to be the guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Now you're the starter.
So Trevor Simeon came in relief of Jameis.
Yeah.
And played okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what he'll do against Atlanta. And he should be thankful it's Atlanta that he gets to open up against and not the Rams.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So, we'll see what happens there. But Trevor Simeon making the start. So for those of you in a fantasy bind with no other quarterback to start, it's an option. I'm not going to say it's a good one, but it's an option. 76ers news, Lace, Ben Simmons.
Oh boy.
The 76ers have now began fining Ben Simmons again.
Alright.
They fined him $360,000 as a back fine to missing, not sure which game it pertains to, but it doesn't matter. And he will be fined $360,000 per game missed on a go-forward basis until he wants to meet with the doctors.
Okay.
It's not even, we want you to play.
Right.
We want to help you. Help us help you, Ben.
Right.
You know? So,
Right.
so that one's going to hurt.
Yeah.
It's going to hurt the old wallet.
Yeah.
$360K a pop. It's more than most.
It's a hefty fine.
That's more than probably 95% of the population makes in a year.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He'll lose every 2 to 3 days.
Right.
So, that's such a mystifying story. I don't understand Ben's end game here.
No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm kind of. I have nothing
If
to
it's
say.
a matter of win versus lose, you lost when you come walking back in the door with your hat in your hands. saying,
Right. Yeah.
Okay, I want to play, but I'm not mentally ready. Okay, people can accept that,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
That's okay. We'll help you,
Yeah.
right?
And they're more than willing to help.
But now all of a
Sounds
sudden-
like they've been really accommodating.
And granted, there's two sides to every story, but if there was an ugly side to dredge up,
It would have
media
been
would've-
dredged up.
The media would have dredged
Oh,
it up already by
absolutely.
now. So because
We would have heard about it.
That's what sells.
Exactly.
Not the good-hearted 76ers.
Right.
Nobody likes that.
No, they want to
But,
hear the bad stuff.
Yeah, so Ben Simmons' wallet is going to get a little lighter for the rest of the season or until he decides to obtain the assistance that he requires.
Right.
So, interesting story here, Lace. I got two more side stories and then we'll get into the Thursday nighter. But
Okay.
FBS schools. So FBS is in the States. FBS stands for the Football Bowl Subdivision. So the lesser of the football schools.
Okay.
Okay. FBS schools over the past 10 years have paid out $533.6 million in dead money. Now, what does that mean, dead money? That means paying out fired coaches' contracts. That's mainly what it means, is they've paid out over half a billion dollars in dead money to coaches that aren't even coaching their teams anymore.
I would love to be a fired coach.
You wonder
Like,
why
they make some good money.
You wonder why it costs $45,000 a year to go to school in the States.
Yeah, no shit, hey? Wow.
Shit like this. So
That's insane.
That's really gonna boost their popularity, I'm sure, when you got kids struggling to get through school or parents working 8 jobs to get their kid through university, and then that comes out.
Yeah. Oh
But
boy.
some of these coaches in college programs, they're signing like 7-year, $50 million deals.
Yeah, it's insane.
But you have to,
Yeah.
right? Now, if you're in the FBS, you probably don't have to, because you're not going to compete. You're never going to compete for a national championship.
Right.
Right? Not never, but the
Right.
odds are very slim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, $500 million they just pissed away in 10 years.
That's insane. That's
So
a lot of
be
money.
I'd be a little choked if I was some 21-year-old kid running around with $200,000 in student loans, and then this comes out.
Yeah.
It's like, all my money went to go pay a guy that doesn't even coach a team
Yeah, he
anymore.
doesn't even do anything. Just
Even if he
hanging
did
out at home.
coach a team, I'd still be pissed off.
Yeah, exactly.
So, interesting story there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot of dough.
Sure is.
That's a lot of dough.
That's crazy.
So, and one last side story, Lace. So, we all know who Frank Gore is. For those of you that don't know, Frank Gore, legendary running back for many years.
Yeah.
And we're going to find out why he didn't come back this year.
Oh.
Frank Gore set to box
What?
former 3-time NBA All-Star Deron Williams
What?
on December 18th at the who's the YouTube guy? Jake. I can't remember his name now. Doesn't matter. Yeah, they're set to face off December 18th at this pay-per-view.
What?
Yeah. Frank Gore's been training to be a boxer. So
Well, look at him go.
I was reading the story and they showed the pictures of Frank Gore and then
Yeah.
Deron Williams. It's like, oh man, Deron Williams is gonna get killed.
Well, I would think so.
Frank Gore's a big
Yeah,
man,
he is a big man.
and obviously a tough man.
Right.
To endure that
Yeah.
many years of playing running back in
yeah.
the NFL.
Oh,
so,
boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Frank Gore going kick some ass.
Yeah.
Deron Williams, he should have been a little more careful in his opponent selection, I think. Unless Deron Williams is like super quick or I don't know. But I gotta say,
I assume he's training though too. Maybe
yeah,
he got big.
But looking at it, Frank Gore probably still has 40 pounds on him. Like Frank Gore's just a big dude,
Yeah, he's
right?
just a big man.
He's Oh. But hey,
well, that should be interesting.
yeah, because so I seen this and I'm like, oh, the Titans should have went after Frank Gore. He was serviceable last year.
Right.
Like, he was started in our fantasy league and did okay.
Yeah.
10, 11, 12
Yeah.
points. Sometimes he'd go off for 20 and, on a good weekend. But,
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's going to be a boxer. So, Lace. So let's move over to the Thursday night recap, which was last night. Yep. Had to do some math there. Colts Jets. Colts take this one 45-30 in a game where both teams forgot how to play defense.
Yeah.
Well, the Jets are the Jets, but you never know what you're going to get out of those New York Jets. I tell you, they'll beat Tennessee and then turn around and get blown out by Indy.
Right.
Not that Indy's a bad team, but I like Indy a little bit, but they still have to prove that they can beat a good team.
Right. Yeah.
So prove you can beat a good team.
Yeah. That's fair.
And then even if they win their division, people take them seriously.
Right.
But right now, I don't think a lot of people are taking them seriously because
I don't
know, maybe the Raiders could hang 45 on the Jets. I'm not sure.
Right.
The Holy Rosary Raiders.
Right.
I don't know. Depends which Jets team you get.
Yeah.
I guess, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. That boosts the Colts up to 4-5, drops the Jets to 2-6. Carson Wentz, as crazy as this is going to sound, looked good last night. But it's against the Jets.
Right.
So, he went.
I could look good against the Jets.
Yeah, I'll throw a few check downs. But he actually stretched the field a couple times. And Michael Pittman, that kid's the real deal, the receiver. Yeah. He's good. Wentz went 22 of 30, 272, 3 touchdowns, and no turnovers.
What?
Carson Wentz, a turnover-free game?
Yeah.
I never thought I'd see the day. Never. That guy loves turning the ball over. Loves it.
Congratulations to him.
Wow!
Yeah. Wow was right.
You're telling me. Jonathan Taylor went off. 19 carries, $172, and 2 touchdowns. And Michael Pittman went 5 receptions for 64 yards and a touchdown. Carson Wentz wouldn't have to draw back at all. They could have just ran the ball literally all night.
Yeah.
Nyheim Hines also had a nice day. He had a touchdown, 70 yards on like 6 carries. Like, the Jets just had no answer for that run attack. And I mean, the Colts O-line is unreal. I mean, they had Andrew Luck. He had a shitty O-line, ruined his career, but they were in the process of building that O-line to protect Andrew Luck, right? So they did it backwards. Whereas the Cowboys had it right. They had a dominant O-line.
Right.
And then, they went, but, Romo and then kind of a couple other guys, and then Andy Dalton for a season, and now they got Dak, who's their guy, and he's well protected.
Right.
So, but that Cowboys O-line's getting old now.
Yeah.
Right. That's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a tough gig running an NFL franchise.
Oh, absolutely.
You want to spend all your draft picks and money on the skill positions,
right?
But that's not where the game's won.
No.
It's one on the line, and this was a classic example.
Yeah.
The Jets lost Mike White in this one. Now, I'm going to be the first to admit I didn't do my research on what the injury was. Something wrist, forearm, thumb. I don't know. I didn't look into it today. It's Mike White. I don't care.
Right.
They lost him in the game. Josh Johnson came in. He's a veteran. He's been around like 10, 12 years. He must live half the cities in the United States by now. He played pretty well, but a lot of it was garbage time. 27 of 41 for 317, 3 touchdowns and a pick. And that's about it. Colts 0 turnovers as a team. Not 1 turnover in that game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Jets turned it over twice, which isn't bad.
That's not bad for the Jets.
It's not bad if you're the Jets. Over 1,000 yards total in this game. Funny moment in that game. Jets were driving. There was like 31 seconds left, and Troy Aikman.
Yeah. What?
So this is an important drive for a lot of our viewers. And Joe Bucks says, yeah, a lot of our viewers. And then Troy's like, someone in this booth, too. So if New York would have scored there, Indy doesn't cover. Right?
Right.
That's what he was talking about. They're talking about gambling lines now. Lo and behold, that's where Josh Johnson's pick came from. It got tipped up in the air. And the Colts held on to cover. Spread was 10.5. They won by 15, obviously. So it's like, oh, that's a pretty bald thing to say. But whatever. I mean, doesn't really matter if Troy Aikman bets on a team or not. He has zero outcome in the game. So
yeah, exactly.
if he was a ref or something,
exactly,
that's a little different story.
Yeah.
But, and going into this weekend, Lace, we have Washington, the Bucks, the Lions, and the Seahawks all on a bye.
Yeah.
So
big bye week.
Yeah, Bucks Seahawks really hurt a lot of people.
Yeah.
Lions, nobody cares.
It hurt me.
Oh, Bucks Seahawks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you got AB and DK.
Yeah. So you should see my receivers I got in.
That's tough, Lace.
Boy.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Okay, Lace. Everybody's favorite Friday segment is here. Do you know what it is?
Booms and busts.
Fantasy Booms and Busts. Brought to you by me.
And him alone.
Yeah, that's it. I sponsor this segment because everybody loves it so much.
And I'm just going to agree and disagree with you.
Okay. So for those of you not familiar with Fantasy Booms and Busts, I'm going to go through each position, obviously fantasy positions, QBs, running backs, wide receivers, and I'm going to give you 3 options that are going to boom and 3 that are going to bust.
3.
3 from each side.
Oh, I thought it was normally 2.
Only 1 defense. One
I see.
defensive boom and 1 defensive bust. That's
Okay.
it. Everyone else is 3. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you?
Yep.
Okay, let's get into it.
All right.
Boom. I'm going to boom Tua Tagovailoa against the Houston Texans this week. I think he's going to go off and just shred the Texans.
Yeah?
But, yeah, Texans are garbage.
Yeah, they are.
They're horrible.
Okay. I don't hate that one,
Well,
actually.
I think it's pretty smart if you ask me. I don't know. Next up, we got Derek Carr versus the New York Giants. Kind of a no-brainer, but I don't know if he's being started every week. Like,
That's true.
faithfully.
Right.
I have him and Burrow on my team, so
Right.
I know in our league he's not being started.
Yeah.
So Derek Carr, fire him up. He could be, I dare to say, the leading QB this week.
Wow.
Yeah, he could drop like 35, 38.
Wow.
That's right. So I love him this week. The Giants suck. So, and I'm also going to boom Jordan Love. Jordan Love taking over for Mr. Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah.
Against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Really?
That's right.
That is a big wow.
The Chiefs defense is so terrible that I think he'll just settle right in there. So this is a case. Remember, Reed was always so hung up on rookie QB starting right away and how they need time to develop. Well, this guy's had 2.5 years now that he's been sitting behind Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre. That turned out pretty well.
All right.
I think he'll do just fine against a pathetic Chiefs defense.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of like that one.
All right.
Like, I'm not agreeing or disagreeing, but I like that you chose it.
Well, you should.
Yeah.
Should agree or disagree.
Yeah. Well.
Well, you can do worse than him this week. That's all I'm saying. Bust this week, Lace. I'm busting Ryan Tannehill against the Rams.
Yeah.
This will be their first game without Derrick Henry. Julio Jones is questionable. Not that he's been a big factor in Tennessee this year, but he does draw coverage.
Right.
And the Rams, pretty good. But now that leaves Jalen Ramsey to lock down A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is physically dominant over Jalen Ramsey, but Jalen Ramsey's smart and fast.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I don't like Tannehill. I'm busting Mayfield against the Bengals this week.
Yeah.
Just the turmoil and everything going on in Cleveland.
Yeah.
I think Baker will come in with a chip on his shoulder, but he strikes me as one of those guys that's so aggressive that he loses himself.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like he just goes ape shit.
Right.
And it's like, oh shit, I threw a pick. I'll get him next time. You know? And
right.
then it just compounds and
right.
compounds.
Yeah.
And before you know it, they're down 38-0, right? And
Yeah.
So I don't like Baker this week. So you can bench him. And Sammy Darnold against the Pats. Don't like him.
No. No,
Rarely do.
yeah.
But the Pats defense is rolling, so stay away from Sammy. Let's slide over to running backs, Lace.
Okay.
Boom. Damian Harris. Pats running back against the Panthers. Yes or no? Panthers D has been questionable. I think the Pats will take this one easy.
Yeah.
So their back should get a lot of carries, but
Yeah.
that's where I'm at.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kenyon Drake versus the New York Giants.
Yes.
Okay.
Love it.
That was easy.
I love that one.
And Austin Eckler against the Eagles. Chargers running back.
Against the Eagles? Yeah. That's a
Yes.
yes from me too.
All right, perfect.
Wow.
Bust. Khalil Herbert, or is it Khalil? Yeah, Khalil Herbert. Right?
Oh, okay.
I'm sure that's his name. Bears running back
Yeah.
versus the Steelers. Busting them this week.
Busting them.
Yeah, Bears going into Heinz Field. The offense still just isn't there. He's been excellent since Montgomery's been out, but I just...
No.
Oh,
Don't agree.
I trumped that. Herbert, I don't like him. Lacey does. We're split. Carlos Hyde.
Huh?
You know, I don't think James Robinson's going to be back this week for the Jags.
Yeah.
They're playing Buffalo. They are not going to have an opportunity to run the ball
No.
because they're going to be down by $1 million at half. 1 million to nothing. That's going to be the score at the half.
I agree with that one.
And Elijah Mitchell also played well for San Fran. But San Fran's got the Cards this week, and I just don't like him this week. Kittle will be back, which is going to limit some of the carries. Jimmy G has been okay through the air. He's not scoring, but he's not turning the ball over either. So I think they have to get into more of a throw game, which is crazy.
Right.
But yeah, and the kids played well. I just don't like them this week.
Yeah, I'd agree with that one too.
Moving over to wide receivers. Boom. I'm booming Emmanuel Sanders versus the Jags.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm booming Bryan Edwards versus the Giants. Oakland Raider.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's the only guy left. They're going to run one receiver sets.
I picked him up off waivers.
They don't even have another receiver on the roster.
No, so
it's
I'm really...
just him.
Yeah.
And 4
So
tight
this is
ends.
exciting. Right. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
they still got Zane. Well, I can't remember anybody's name. Doesn't matter. I like Bryan Edwards this week. And Brandon Ayuk, who's been very quiet for the Niners so far. It's been the Debo show for the 49ers. But I like Ayuk to come back this week against the Cards. They have to start spreading the ball around. They got no choice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Debo's good, but eventually they're going to account and start to double them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I like that.
I think that's where we're at with that. Boss Lace, I'm. This one's kind of a cheat because I don't know if Julio's going to be back. But if he is back, I don't like him against the Rams.
Right. Yeah.
A.J. Brown is clearly the guy to own in Tennessee.
Yep.
So, Boston Julio. I'm busting Justin Jefferson versus the Ravens.
Okay.
Minnesota Viking, wide out. Had a rough couple weeks. Don't know what's going on there, but Kirk hasn't been super great the past two games. That game against Dallas was horrid.
Right.
But, yeah, regardless. And I'm busting Cortland Sutton against the Cowboys. Broncos wide out. I just
Don't hate any of those.
I just have zero faith in the Broncos.
Yeah.
And
No, I don't.
the Cowboys are... There's probably going to be some garbage time, and he's going to make me look like a liar.
Right.
But regardless, I still don't like him.
Yeah.
But if you're in the fourth quarter and he has 0 points, he'll probably put up 10 or something. Because, the Cowboys will just sit back and give him 15 yards of carry, right? So, or a throw.
Yeah.
Tight ends, Lace. Let's move over to tight ends.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Boom. Gesicki. Miami's tight end against Houston.
Yep. I like it.
Yes.
Mercedes Lewis, the ageless wonder.
Yeah.
Playing in Green Bay, for those of us that didn't know. Robert Tonyan tore his ACL.
Oh, yeah.
Jordan
Mess.
Love's first start. Cards are a decent defense. Or, sorry, Casey's trash. But got the games confused. I thought they were playing the Cards again. We played them last week. And I think he's going to need that safety valve, check down guy.
I agree.
Right? So I think Mercedes was. I think you could do worse than Mercedes this week.
I like that. And
Tyler Conklin booming him.
Okay.
Vikings tight end against Baltimore. Baltimore is horrid against tight ends.
Same kind of reasoning.
No, this is based purely on statistics that Baltimore is one of the worst teams in the NFL against tight ends.
Really?
That's a true story.
Huh.
They've given up like 600 yards and
wow.
eight touchdowns to tight ends already.
Really?
So, yeah. I look some of this stuff up. It's not just gut instinct, believe it or not. Everyone that thinks, oh, he's full of shit, go check it for yourself.
Huh.
Fact check me. I dare you.
Okay, yeah.
We're on the same page there?
Yeah.
Okay. Bust this week at the tight end position. Freiermuth.
Okay.
Tight end from Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. Bears are one of the best teams in the league against tight ends.
Go Bears.
Yeah. Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
I'm busting Pitts, and he's been good.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's been good, but the Saints, statistically, are the best team in the league.
Against tight ends?
Against tight ends.
Really?
That's right.
Wow.
So,
right.
Yeah, that's where we're at with that. If you hear that clicking around, that's my little dog. He's in here walking around.
This is what happens when I'm normally the dog babysitter.
Yeah.
And
we have no babysitter.
no babysitter. So.
And last but not least, Lace, I'm busting Tommy Tremble.
Okay.
Carolina Panthers tight end.
Okay.
Against the Pats.
Yeah.
For the simple reason that the Pats defense is good. So there you go. Okay, Lace, you ready?
Yes.
This is our defenses.
Okay.
1 and 1. I'm not giving you 3 options. I'm giving you 1.
Okay.
So my defensive boom. You ready?
Yeah.
The New England Patriots.
Okay.
Against the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
I don't think that comes as a surprise if you've been listening for the past 15 minutes.
Right.
I've kind of been pumping the Pats defense's tires a bit.
Yeah, you have been. Just a little bit.
And our bust this week, Lace. The Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
I'm busting that Broncos defense.
Also not surprising.
They got a tough matchup this week, Lace. Very tough. Playing the Cowboys. Cowboys putting up some points this year.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to hang a good old licking on the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
That's it for football, Lace.
Oh, wow.
If you notice that we're in a little bit of a rush today, it's we have to get to that game.
Yeah, I'm not.
And I don't want to rush in there to come screaming in, during the anthem like I always do.
Right.
So,
except last week.
Yeah, we were super early.
We were ridiculously early.
Like an hour. Sat in the truck for an hour.
Well, I needed to get on video them coming out of their little tunnel, right? Yeah. Good video.
Team videographer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that's you. Here comes Lacey to the rescue. Let's move over to the NBA, Lace.
Okay.
I just want to go through. I definitely want to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers.
Okay.
So the LA Lakers have now lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder twice in the past week. Oklahoma City has 2 wins this year. They're against the supposed mighty LA Lakers.
Crazy.
They have not beat another team in the league.
That's insane.
Just the Lakers. And they were trailing by 26.
Yeah.
That game was 5 days ago or whatever now. But, yeah.
Right.
So the Lakers, you guys got problems. Big problems. LeBron did not play. Which makes a difference, of course.
Well, absolutely.
He's out for another week. He's got
What's wrong with him?
He's old.
So. He's just old. He's sleeping.
Dude can still play, of course. I just like to shit talk him. But, yeah, he's out for another week. So, clearly AD can't carry a team.
Right.
And clearly Russell Westbrook can't carry a team.
Right.
And clearly they can't carry it together.
Right.
When you're losing to the Thunder, the Thunder are not a very good team. Mm-hmm. They're one of the worst teams in the league.
Right.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander went off, just torched them. Just 3 after 3 after 3. Canadian boy.
Oh, really?
Shai, that's right.
I didn't know that.
That's a true story.
Wow, look at that.
You learn something new every day on this show.
I sure do.
And if you don't, you're not listening.
Right.
So, I just want to go over a couple records, and then I just want to walk through our point per game leaders and our assist leaders, Lace, so far at this point in the season.
Okay.
Philly 7-2, Miami 6-2, Chicago 6-2. Raptors the Bulls having a resurgence.
Yeah.
But the Raps 6-3.
Wow!
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
I didn't expect that.
Me neither. After that season opener, I was like, oh, they're not even going to win 10 games. They're halfway there. Over halfway there to 10 games.
Yeah, I thought they were going to be trash.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
We'll see
they
what
still
happens.
have time to shit the bed.
Oh, everybody does.
Yeah.
Moving over to the West, Utah 7-1, the Warriors 6-1, Mavs 5-3, and the Grizzlies 5-3, sitting in that 4 spot in the West.
Look at
Memphis,
them.
yeah, it's crazy what Ja Morant will do for a team.
Yeah.
He's really the only guy they've made a play on.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow. I like him.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good ball player.
Yeah.
Point per game leaders, Lace. So we look at the Clippers, and they're near the bottom of the West so far this year, which is rough.
Yeah.
But I can safely say it's not Paul George's fault.
Yeah.
Point per game leaders this year, PG number 1 with 28.9 points per game he's
Wow.
averaging. KD second, 28.3, Kevin Durant. Giannis coming in at third, 27.4. DeMar DeRozan at number 4,
Start D Rose.
20. I don't even know what that was.
You gotta get your hashtag out there.
But I'm talking about DeMar DeRozan, not Derrick Rose.
I know.
But yes, I agree. Start D Rose. DeMar DeRozan having a resurgence in Chicago. 27 points per game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm not sure he ever... Well, I mean, it's early, but he never did that with Toronto, I don't think. They're clicking. They're firing.
Yeah, it's
in
weird
Chicago.
too, isn't it?
Well, they had Alonzo. They had a DeMar. They had a Caruso. Caruso's better than a lot of people think.
Really?
Yeah, he's pretty good. So,
All right.
and tied with DeMar is Ja Morant, 27 points a game. Pretty good average. Assist leaders, Lace, CP3, 12 assists a game. No surprise there. He's probably averaging 2 points. I don't know. I didn't check. But he's not much of a bucket getter. Trae Young, Atlanta Hawks, 9.2 assists per game. Harden, number 3. James Harden, 8.9. Dame Lillard in 4th at 8.5. And DeJounte Murray, San Antonio Spurs, 8.4.
Wow.
I'm a big DeJounte guy.
Right.
If you didn't know that,
I did know that.
you did know that.
I did know that.
Yes, I always use the Spurs to play NBA 2K because I like DeJounte. And I always get blown out. So, NHL, Lace. Carey Price coming back on Monday, November 8th. He's coming back to the team. When he'll suit up, we don't know yet.
Yeah.
But he will be back on Monday. The Columbus Blue Jackets lost Patrick Laine 4 to 6 weeks due to an oblique strain. 4 to 6 weeks on that.
Wow.
Yeah. I was surprised. 4 to 6 weeks, though?
But like everything you do,
Yeah. Pushing
Everything.
off even.
Oh.
would- yeah.
turning your head, you probably feel
It's
it.
got to be like a quad strain. Where
I would-
they're
yeah.
really cautious with it. Because it's a month and a half.
Well, just think though, like nothing hurts like abs.
Imagine having a cough and having
Oh.
an oblique strain.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't get COVID.
Yeah.
Well, he's got that.
It'll really emphasize that oblique strain. But yeah, Patrick Laine out. Jack Eichel, Lace, the day has finally come. He's been traded to the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
Oh, fun.
Buffalo receives in return Peyton Krebs, decent player, decent
Okay.
young prospect. Alex Tuch. I don't know how you say his last name. Tuch. Also a decent player. He's on the starting roster for Vegas. He's
Okay.
doing all right. A future first and a future second. So
Oh, wow.
that was your number one overall, though.
Yeah, I
You
guess.
just let him go for 2 prospects and 2 picks. But granted, it's kind of the same situation maybe as a Ben Simmons where, this guy stomps his
Yeah,
feet
that's right.
and acts like a little baby, and when he doesn't get his way,
Right.
That was live from Jack Eichel's locker prior to the trade.
Did he want out?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Made that very public. So.
Sorry, I'm not up on my hockey.
Yeah. So the Jack Eichel saga is over. No more talk about Jack.
Well, good then.
Lace Florida Panthers 9-0-1.
Crazy.
That wheels.
Yeah.
Hey? He called this right at the beginning, like 2 games into the season.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Didn't call it, but was like, yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a real deal.
Didn't laugh when I brought up the suggestion. He was like, no, that's like legit. They're a good team. All right. Carolina still has not lost. 9-0-0. They have to lose sometimes, so you're betting. When you're betting, just bet against them because they are going to lose.
It's kind of like roulette.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember how much money I lost in roulette?
eventually they will lose. That's just fact.
You might have to bet them for weeks and weeks on end. Just keep doubling your bet.
No, okay, we're at 9. So yeah, you got to double your bet though.
Yeah, that's right.
I'd have to look at the schedule if I had the schedule in front of me. But they're going to lose to a team that you would Arizona. They'll probably lose to Arizona, right? And that'll complete your 7-game parlay, and you're going to walk around beating your chest all night until that game.
Right.
Then you're going to lose.
All right.
Then you're going to cry. Then you're going to act like a big baby. That's right. That's what you're going to sound like. Edmonton 8-1-0, Lace, and St. Louis 7-1-1. So there are your division leaders. And on that note, Lacey, I want to close it out with the Wheatland final. Do a little preview.
Okay.
Of course, if you're an avid listener of the show, which I hope most of you are, you know it's an all Lloydminster final tonight. Kicks off in about 50 minutes. And Raiders Barons at Holy Rosary, 6 p.m. kickoff. Should be a dandy, Lace.
It should be, yeah.
Both teams are going to come out ready to go.
Yeah. They play each other hard.
I was at Holy Rosary this morning.
Yeah, you are.
And
getting those lines all nice and crisp and white.
Talked to the head coach as well while I was there. Mm-hmm. He's feeling good. Yeah. Ready to go. Got the boys ready.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a dandy, and it doesn't get any better.
No.
For November 5. We're like 10 degrees.
This is crazy.
So as long as that wind peters down as we head into the evening, it's just going to be a phenomenal evening.
Yeah.
So, go Raiders, but I don't want to shit too hard on the Barons because I coached a lot of those boys over the years.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm just hoping for a good game and everybody walks out of there healthy.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hoping for.
I like that.
I really can't lose in this game.
Nope. We can't.
If I want to look at a glass half full.
That's right.
So, and that's... Check with me in an hour and I'll see if I still feel the same way. But, yeah, no, it should be a dandy game. It kicks off at 6. And our social media contest is still going on.
Wow.
You just got to like and share the post. Go to our page. You'll see the post. Click share. Click like. You're entered.
That's pretty easy.
Yeah, you can do it multiple times and get your name in multiple times.
Yeah.
It's as easy as it gets.
Yeah.
Get a couple shirts, you get a couple travel mugs. It's a win-win all the way around.
Easy peasy.
Very easy. Doesn't get any easier, actually. No.
That was easy.
Doesn't get any better. Lace, thanks for being here again on short notice.
You're very welcome.
Yeah. Well, I kind of left wheels up in the air.
Yeah.
Know?
This was a tough one.
He's like, if you need me, let me know. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to do it today or tomorrow or whatever, but there's just so much going on. And but Monday I can report back with who won the Wheatland League.
Yes.
Which is going to be exciting.
That is exciting.
Thank you. Thanks to everyone out there for making us a part of your day. Appreciate it. And on that note, Lace, I guess that means since we're all done, we'll see you Monday.
Yeah.
Start D Rose. 8 p.m. # Start D Rose. It's a movement, everyone. On that note, we're out. Enjoy your weekend.